The Moto G Pure can be a compelling phone at just $159. It has a modern looking design, a large display, and great battery life. But should you buy it? Let's start with the design. The back is made of an interesting textured plastic and deep indigo. I'm not a big fan of the texture, but this will depend on your personal preference. I did prefer the more glossy finish of the Moto E5 Plus, since it felt and looked more premium. The cameras on the back are situated in the top left corner, with a dual camera setup and a flash below that. There is a fingerprint sensor embedded right into the Motorola logo, which I think is a smart design choice. The phone's right side includes the power button and the volume buttons, and the SIM card slot is on the left. The headphone jack is on the top and the charger is on the bottom in the center. I do like the slightly curved back since it makes the phone easier to hold, especially since it's so large. Overall, except for the plasticky feeling back, I do like the design and the build quality. It feels more premium than the price tag may suggest. The display is absolutely huge. At 6.5 inches and 270 pixels per inch, the display looks clear and sharp enough for daily use. For comparison, the iPhone SE 2nd generation has 326 pixels per inch. While the Moto G Pure's pixel density is lower, the price is also significantly lower, so I'd say the pixel density is pretty good. I also have no issues with the viewing angles. The display's aspect ratio is 18:9, which makes the phone pretty tall. The phone's display goes up to the top edge with a small notch to house the camera. On the bottom, there is a chin which does make the phone slightly more dated, but for the price, it is totally acceptable. The thinner bezels make the huge display more manageable. Overall though, I do think for the price, the display is very good. It looks pretty sharp and the colors look good too. So if you're looking for thinner bezels and a huge display for consuming content and other daily tasks, this phone should be great. The battery life is really impressive. It has a huge 4000 mAh battery, and it definitely shows. I got about 7 hours of screen on time, and I didn't notice it heating up, which I can't say about a lot of phones in this price range. In terms of charging, there is no fast charging, which can be disappointing to some, but it's not really an issue to me. It took 2 hours to charge the phone 0 to 100, with the included 10-watt power brick. Since the phone lasts the entire day, I can just charge it overnight and it really doesn't matter how fast it charges. If anything, the faster charging can be worse for your battery health, so the lack of fast charging is not too big of an issue for me, but your usage may vary. For charging, it has a USB-C port, which is great. The performance is okay. It has the MediaTek Helio G25 processor, and I did a Geekbench 5 test to see how it performs. I got 130 for the single core and 497 for the multi-core. In daily use, I do notice general lag throughout using the phone. Scrolling through emails and other elements in the software feels choppy, and loading third-party apps takes a bit too long. However, loading Google apps is just okay. It's still definitely usable. For other parts of the interface, such as notification center, swiping to close apps, etc., feels pretty smooth, so I'm not sure if the phone needs extra optimizations or not. The cameras on the back is a dual camera system, one 13 megapixel camera and one 2 megapixel depth camera sensor. The camera does do some processing after taking the photo, which definitely helps with the final picture. There's a bit of shutter lag, but that's expected in this price range. The actual photos it takes are pretty great for this price range. Photos outdoors in good lighting look pretty nice. Dynamic range is kind of lacking, but again, that is expected in this price range. The camera can even do portrait mode on both the back camera and the front camera, which I think is pretty great. You can even adjust the portrait effect, such as how much the background is blurred. Portrait mode pictures look good, and I can't really tell they're coming from such a cheap phone. Video performance is fine as well. It can do 1080p at 30 FPS, which is pretty standard for this price. I found the video performance to be just as good as the photo performance. At night, the camera does start to fall apart since there is no night mode, but I did expect that for the price. There is a flash to help though. The front camera is a 5 megapixel sensor which can take nice selfies. So overall, the camera is pretty good as long as you're not in a very dark environment. I'd say in this price segment, the cameras are above average. In terms of smart features, the camera also has Google Lens, which lets you look up things with your camera, copy text from your camera, translate text, and more. One of the most important parts in a budget phone is the software experience. Since budget-oriented phones have worse hardware overall to save on costs, software is a vital part of the experience. Motorola always has a stock Android experience on their phones, and and the Moto G Pure is no different, which I love. There are absolutely no bloatware apps installed, which I also appreciate. This phone is currently running Android 11, but Motorola has promised to update it to Android 12, but don't expect any updates past Android 12, which does make me question the longevity of this device. In regards to other features, the phone offers a fingerprint sensor on the back, which I say is an average speed. It's not as fast as Touch ID 2nd generation, but I do think it's faster than Touch ID 1st generation. It's also got a micro SD card slot, expandable up to 1TB, situated right next to the SIM card slot. That feature isn't seen a lot nowadays. It's also water repellent, which means it won't get damaged in the rain. The speakers are also pretty good too. One part I am disappointed with is that there's no NFC. In late 2021, approaching early 2022, I do think that should be included in all phones, as contactless payments is an important feature to many. So overall, I would recommend this product. I do think Motorola did make a nice balance for the price. The cameras are pretty good, the battery life is great, the software is great, the display is large and of good quality, and the performance is just okay. I actually found this phone on eBay for only $140 brand new, so I will leave a link to that in the description. So if you're looking for a cheap yet good smartphone, I would definitely consider this one. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.